We're now joined by SACP First Deputy General Secretary Madala Masuku, and he joins us now via our video link. Mr. Masuku, thank you so much for your time this evening. Let's start off with your reaction in terms of the decisions taken by the ANC's NEC.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate this moment. Our response to that is that yes, we agree with the ANC can go ahead and try to form a government of national unity, but as we have already cautioned, that we need to move with speed and we need less argumentation in this term. And all the things that have actually delayed us in meeting the needs of the people is in the 30 years we've been spending so much time arguing and looking at various options, and I think we should be clear by now. And we think that there are certain parties that they need to really pay attention when they really have a discussion with them. Number one is the Democratic Alliance. The Democratic Alliance, because there is a chasm between the policies of the ANC and the DA. And it has been demonstrated a number of times when we're trying to move forward. And the DA, in our case, we feel that is representing and it's hard on that, and neoliberal policies that are not friendly to the poor and the constituency of the ANC. And we feel that if we have that, they will have to resolve how are they going to deal with these two poles that they are going to be having. The second one that we have cautioned on is on the MKP. MKP, because of our experience of most of the guys that are there, and especially the face, we've spent so much time arguing too, instead of moving forward and implementing what is to serve the people. And we've been spending much time even on ethical things and ethical grounds that are respect for the Constitution and accountability. We don't want to go through that pain that we've gone through, especially between the period 2014 to 2019. We don't want to go there. And we think that in that discussion, they have to take into consideration that.
And Mr. Masuku, also, looking at the ANC president's speech there, saying that political parties need to come together to form a way forward. How important is it? Because no one has an outright majority.
It is very important to do that. But sometimes it becomes difficult when, sometimes what we have learned in the 30 years is that we have got political parties like the ANC, that relies only on its own constituency and on its own constituency that vote for it. But you do have other parties like the DA that would have a stance that you could see that is not determined by them and somebody else is actually determining it. And it becomes very difficult to actually resolve that. And the arrogance that it comes with is actually the kind of arrogance that is actually drawn from their, I could say, their constituency, which is big corporates that believe that you can only grow the economy or even create employment through exploitation of the poor and reducing them to nothingness. And that is something that we're actually concerned about in this case. And we think that as long as that discussion is going to allow them to do that, but I don't know how they're going to get out of that, because it's not within the boundaries only of the country. It's also within the outside boundaries of the country. They take a global aspect. You would have seen as we're moving towards elections that the DA was beginning to say, threatening us with external interventions. So we think that that is a challenge that we'll be having. We want South Africans with pure views of South Africans to be able to assist us to go forward.
And of course, Mr. Masuku, I mean, you've outlined your concerns when it comes to the DA. What other concerns do you have when it comes to the modality that will be used for this government of national unity?
Well, I don't know, because the president has said that the details of the modalities are going to be threshed out by a team that they have put in place. We are going to interact with those modalities and see whether they are taking the country forward or they are delaying it. Our view is that during this term, our people in the past 30 years, they've been so patient. They've been so patient, and we can't test their patience further. And what we see, them coming out of their homes, going to vote even for a party that didn't say what it is that it's going to do, that doesn't have leadership, that it doesn't have structures, that it doesn't have a constitution. To us, is a message to say, look, we can't vote for any other person, but we think we are protesting and saying we think this is, if you don't do that, we are going to continue to do this.
All right.
Because you are forcing us, yes, you are saying we must be responsible, and you're insulting us, you are saying to us, we are not voting, we are irresponsible, we are now responsible, and we are going to then vote for this thing that doesn't have a head and tail.